welcome to yet another edition of Let's Talk on DNTWOK. My name is Olujo, and today we'll be discussing something very salient for every one of us. It's all about delay. So we would like to learn about delays. So I just want to read like learning from delays, some setbacks, turning points, setbacks, and all of that. So that's the topic, learning from delay. So today I have Otunba Paul Ajayi, the latest pastor in town. He is the CEO of Alpha and Omega Samaritan Strategies Incorporated. I know that he's going to do a justice to this, even with the anointing. We're going to get it right. Thank you so much for coming, Sam. It's nice having you. Also, before we continue from there, I would like to remind you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all of our social media platforms, and enjoy this ride with us. Again, my name is Olujoke Mosako. Thank you, sir, once again. Now, talking about delay, it doesn't make sense when we say learning from delays.
You said learning from delay.
Yes. Does it make sense? How does it sound? Like I'm sure someone out there might be like, what's wrong with this lady? Why are you talking about how you know? But from your own point of view, does it really make sense? Learning from delays.
When there's a delay in our life or in our business, in our situation, I think there's a reason for everything. So when something is not coming when you want it to come, it is for a purpose. And sometimes God wants to be patient so that you don't make a mistake. Sometimes that time of waiting is what we human being we cannot we are so impatient to wait. For example, when looking for a baby for the past 10 years, 15 years, there's a reason why God doesn't want you to have a baby at that point in time. Like for me, everything happened for a reason. People will say a delay is not a denier. That thing will come. It will come at the appointed time. But the point is that can you wait? As human, you cannot nature. Can you wait until that thing comes? Are you patient enough? Can you see beyond now that what God has for you in plan? Can you see that? And I can give you a very good example. Spiritually, when there's a delay in your life, when God tell you and you are very sure when God speaks, but these days people will tell you God spoke to me. I'm not maybe it's their feelings. When God tell you I'll make you a millionaire and you are 60 years old, the money is not coming. Or as long as that you heard from God and God say will make you a millionaire. Do you know what that means? That means you will not die until that thing comes to pass. That means God will extend your life to fulfill that promise. Sometimes when something is delayed and you are sure God spoke to you, it means God will extend your life to see that thing that He has promised you. You will not die if God promised you, you will not die before that thing comes to pass. If you are sure you heard from God. So when God tell you make a millionaire, the money is not coming. That means you will still live to see that money, you will make a millionaire. So sometimes when there's a delay, it is for a reason. If God wants to extend your life, you want to save you from getting into trouble, you want to do something that only you can contain it. So when there is a delay in our life, it is for a purpose, it's for a reason. But the question is, can we wait until God answer our prayer? That is the question here.
All right. So do you know we actually discussed with recent past in recent weeks we discussed the psychology of waiting, and of course waiting we can't do it. We can't talk about waiting without recognizing and acknowledging the power of God in whatever comes after. And that is what you have just said again, that again there is a sometimes it happens when God says, I'm gonna do this for you and it doesn't happen. And we have a vivid example of Abraham having told so many years he's going to have a child, and the child, is a child of promise, but it never came. Not until his old age, when everyone would have naturally felt, well, this cannot happen again. But we are not in the period of Abraham. We are here. So, as individuals, how should we handle delays? Or how should we see delays when it happens? And again, I would like to quickly point out that some delays are not even from God.
Yes. used that word. I said, these days, do people still hear from God? The church I go to, we hear from God like every day, and He has never failed us. That is why, for me, I went to a seminary. I went to be a Catholic priest, but I ran away. I didn't do it. I came to America. I mean, as a pastor, and now I'm a pastor in reality. Sometimes from your mouth to the ears of the Lord.
Ears of the Lord.
A testimony of my pastor. God told her that unless you serve me, you will not have a child, your second baby, unless no, or you don't have a child. So she had the first one, and she was not trying to now say, you know what, I already got one. Now she was looking for the second one. Do you know how it took her 20 years to have the second one? The boy is 2 years old now, 11 miscarriages. This boy just came 2 years ago after 20 years of waiting for the second one. When God made that promise to you, that's why I say if you hear from God and He tell you will do it, that means He will keep you till then. So when there's a delay, the question is, what is your attitude while you are waiting?
Where you are waiting.
When you are waiting, when there's a delay, when you are waiting, when you want to pray, do not pray alone. When you pray alone, you see yourself complaining and murmuring. You remember the Israelites were murmuring in the wilderness, the journey of 40 days to them 40 years.
So
When you are waiting, you need to watch your attitude. Are you complaining? Are you murmuring, God, what did I do to deserve this? You are not questioning God. And the Bible says, who can question you? I mean, when you are delayed, you need to watch your attitude. It's a bigger part. I mean, when you are not happy, we know as human nature, with our natural flesh, we are bound to complain and whine and cry over things. But when you are waiting, the attitude matters a lot. And to keep your faith strong, you have, I mean, it's not easy to wait. But the attitude that we display while we are waiting, are we patient enough? Are we murmuring? Are we complaining? Are we staying positive? These are things that we need to consider while we are waiting for God to do what He wants to do.
person, do you see delay as obstacles or opportunities?
So maybe it's an obstacle to take you to the next level.
Mm.
Yes. There's a reason why there's a delay. Sometimes, like you said, not all of them come from God. Maybe our own mistake, our own wrong decision. But to me, it's an obstacle, but to the next level. And I can give you my own personal example. Like me, my church, we talk about things. If you are given a sermon to preach, and you cannot use yourself as an example, the person does not minister to you as a person. You are just being unreal. You'll be able to put yourself in that situation and give your personal experience. Let me give you an example. I went to a seminary, secondary school, where I was one of the best students. But when it was time for me to do my WIEC and pass to the next level, I did my WIEC about 5 times. People were asking me, what is wrong with you? I mean, we know you to be smart, this and that. At the point, my mom had to ask me, hey, don't you know how to answer questions in WIEC anymore? Because it was a delay. And but guess what? Eventually, I made my exam. I took me 5 attempts to pass my WIEC. So when I got to college, I came with two different results, combination of results to get to college. These Lagos boys that came with their A1s, A2, they were. I was teaching them in campus. I came out with upper credit. That was a big delay in my life. It was a struggle, but once I passed that, people that would have had very good results, I was teaching them in school. But that delay, I don't know what God has a plan for me. Maybe I will have gone to school, I will have died early. If I have gotten that admission at that early stage, I don't know what God has for me. But that delay to me, I opened my eyes to know, you know what? God will do what He wants to do at the appointed time. But can you wait? It was not easy for me to wait for 5 years. My mates were already graduating when I was going to the first year. So to me, it's a step back to take you to the next level.
So can we turn that setback to a stepping stone? Because for you, yeah, you said it was a setback. You were supposed to have, you should be done with school. For you, that people know to be smart, and you had to write WIEC like 5 times.
Yes.
So that's eight.
So,
Yeah, I'm listening.
so the first point is this: you have to see that challenge as an opportunity to grow. That's the first step. Then also you have to as well learn from that failure to improve on our future plans. That is the second step.
Mm.
Then also, while we are waiting, the delay, we have to maintain a positive mindset. Very, very important. Like I said earlier, our attitude. not to be positive. Like I said, it's not going to be easy. You have to maintain that attitude. Except for you to complain while you are waiting, turn it into praise and worship, so that you don't commit another sin. Then also use that setback to reassess yourself, check yourself, check your goal, realign whatever mistake you have made. Use that to check yourself. Where did I go wrong? Did I make any wrong decision? Did I do the right thing, or did I do the wrong thing as well? Then also you can seek support while you are waiting. Counselor, pastor, friends, cell group, fellowship group, people that can encourage you, because on this journey you cannot do it alone. You need people around you to support you, to encourage you, to guide you while you are waiting. Then lastly, well, whatever things while you are waiting, the small thing that you make, the small, success you have, celebrate those ones so that the bigger one can come as well.
Okay, so for you, what were the lessons you learned while waiting to get into school? And then when you got into school, you said you combined two results together.
Yes.
That apparently might not be the only time you experienced delay, but in all other areas that you experienced delay, what were the lessons that you learned?
What I learned is that whatever God will do, He will do. No matter, so but the delay is for a purpose. Like I said earlier, I'm not God. I don't know if God is trying to keep me away from getting into trouble, or if God trying to save my life from getting. But the lesson I've learned is that God will do it at the right time, and He will do the time that it will honor you. You will enjoy, you'll be happy, and you'll be there to celebrate. And like I said, some things will not make sense to you until after you have fought that battle, the battle has been won. You'll be like, wow, now it makes sense to me. This is what God was trying to show to me. Sometimes some things doesn't make sense to us as human until that battle has been won or that thing has been achieved. But what I've realized is that God will do it at the right time, but we need to be patient and we need to have the right attitude. That's one thing I've learned.
Okay, so let's argue a bit. You, for people who do not have the understanding that you have or do not share the same level of faith that you share, what's your message for them? Because they might not believe in God. They might know that yes, there is a God somewhere. Everybody tends to align with one thing or the other, but different from your faith. What would you say? How, if maybe such a person is watching and like, what's this person saying? How do you think it's easy? Maybe someone who has lost everything, business, marriage, home, everything is gone, and or they've been trying to achieve a particular thing, and it's been like a recurrent problem, and the person do not share your faith.
I believe, let me tell you something today. I think one thing, everybody, one way or the other, believe in God. But the question here is that the channel through which they go to God, what is the channel? We all go to one God. So no matter how you look at it, either you go to Ifa, you go to Orumila, Oshun, Muhammad, this and that, Jesus Christ. We also go to one God called Eledumare. So I get your point about God. Everybody, whatever they believe in, they still go to they still go to one God. But like the Muslim will tell you, one thing will not happen to you and God is not aware of it. That is the Muslim faith. They believe everything that happen in life, it is faith. Fate. That is their faith. But for those people, they believe, well, they just accept their fate. But to me, I still believe they believe in God. Everybody believe in God, but the channel to they go to God is different. Through Christ, Ifa or Rumila, whatever you want to call it. But what I can tell them is that God will still do it whenever when he wants to do it. Like you said if they don't remember believe in God, whatever they believe in, will do it at the right time. But guess what? They accept their faith. But that thing, when it's not happened, they will say, well, it has happened now. They still give glory to somebody. Who is that person? That's my point. When it not happened, even though they don't believe in God, you said whatever they believe in, and it happened, they still give that credit to somebody. That's why I said everybody still believe in God one way or the other, either directly or indirectly.